I genuinely believe that the Bible is correct in saying that pride comes before the fall. And although probably not what the Bible was talking about, the San Francisco 49ers have talked a big game and have not backed it up on the field. In this video, we're going to be talking about a new piece of humility and how it's going to be key going forward. Plus, later in the video, I have Brock Purdy's own admission as well. If you're new here, I'm Nate. Love talking the 49ers. Please consider a like and sub. Back in the studio, back where I belong. Feels good to be here after walking out of Levi's Stadium yesterday feeling pretty down about how that all went down. But listen, I've been waiting and waiting for these guys to start getting real about how bad this football team has been playing. And we hear it from some guys, and I don't even know how realistic or how legit it is when guys act like they're taking ownership, but I'm not totally sure they're actually taking ownership. It's really starting to hit the head. It's really starting to come through now that several players are being far more honest and far more blatant about how bad this football team has been playing up to this point in the season. Jimmie Ward just a couple of weeks ago was saying he should be the guy. He should be the guy going up against the number one receiver in football, being Justin Jefferson. And that's because the 49ers got beat on a big 97-yard play to JJ, and Mooney wasn't on that particular assignment. Now, Mooney, as well as many other members of this 49ers organization, are starting to take some responsibility. Take this, for example, thanks to Jason Aponte from Niners Wire for the stellar coverage in this article. Here's just some highlights of what he had to say. Check out the full article on Niners Wire, or Niners Nation, excuse me. Oh my goodness, sorry, Jason. Niners Nation. Check it out. Kyle Shanahan called the loss extremely frustrating and said the team can't give away games with sizable leads like they have through 5 weeks. And you can agree 100% because the San Francisco 49ers should obviously be 4-1 right now at the worst. And here we are sitting at 2-3, having given away two very important NFC West games, divisional games, and of course conference games. We're 0-3 in the NFC. We're 0-2 in our own division. This is embarrassing. I agree with Kyle 100%. But then continuing on, Jason writes, the defense missed a total of 12 tackles according to PFF, and the secondary was responsible for 6 of them. Jair Brown, Jimmie Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and Deommodore Lenoir were responsible for 1 each, and Malik Mustafa being charged with 2. Hufanga left the game for good after 11 snaps, and Brown left the game briefly before returning. Lenoir has been the best player in the secondary this season, full stop. Yes, Jason, you are 100% correct. I'm in full agreement with you. Deommodore Lenoir has been incredible. He was incredible this game, and he's been pretty outstanding this whole season. I can picture in my head 1 tackle he missed. That's the only one in my head, and it was a couple weeks ago. It's the only one I can think of that Demo has for his own responsibility that he messed up. And everybody's going to have plays like that. Ward is following his All-Pro season. Where is Ward? Excuse me. Good question. Where is Ward following his All-Pro season last year? Another fair question. Well, here's how Mooney responded. Simply put, this is not his response. Sorry, this part's good too. Simply put, Ward has been underwhelmed time after time. On Sunday, Ward was either too far off his coverage assignment or just got beat by better throws and better moves from receiver. One of those, particularly right in front of me yesterday at Levi's, it was just happened to be right in line, and I could watch it for the entire throw. Kyler Murray right in front of me throwing the ball, and Mooney's beat. Mooney's on the inside, players on the outside, and you could just see it. Like, it was too much separation. The second the ball was in the air, I said it because I knew it. I could see it. I was like, well, there you go. You give up those plays, and that's a big deal. On 4 targets, Ward allowed 3 catches and a team-high 67 yards on Sunday for a 22.3 yards per reception average. Following the game, this is key, Ward told Mike Silver on the SF Chronicle that he's playing the worst ball of his career. This is his own admission. Jimmie Ward, I'm sure many of you saw this today, saying, I'm playing the worst ball I've played in my career right now. And I cannot tell you how important that is. Now, I understand there's a line, and I'm not sure how sometimes it works out. I got to do some thinking on this, some philosophizing, because there's a time in which you want your team to lose a game and be like, No, man, we're the best team in football, and that was us not being us. That was us not being us. And there's another time where I feel like this is that moment. I don't want to hear, and I love Deebo Samuel, I don't want to hear Deebo Samuel talking about how we're the best team in football right now. We're the best roster in football. We are far from the best team in football. We are the best roster. I still believe that. I really do. We're the best roster in football. But right now, we are far from the best team in football. And so I don't want to hear we're the best team in the NFL. I don't want to hear it. I want to hear we are not playing up to our potential. I want to hear that we are responsible. I want to hear I am responsible. I want to hear individual players going out there and saying, this is on me. I'm not doing my job as well as I should be. That's what I want to hear. I want to see guys out there taking ownership for their individual mistakes, even like extreme ownership, even in areas where maybe their teammates should be responsible. Like when Ronnie Bell drops the game-winning ball and Brock Purdy goes in there and says, I could have put it there better. That's what I'm talking about. It hit Ronnie Bell in the best position it could possibly hit him, and Brock Purdy's like, I probably could have got the ball a little bit faster, a little more zip on the ball. That's the kind of ownership we need. That players are going out there and they're taking ownership for the parts that they play, even if it's the smallest, minute little detail, and you know all the blame should be on the other guy, you're still going to take ownership. You're not going to cast blame on coaches or players. This is about execution. This is about players. This roster is way too good to be blaming anything on anybody else. These players are way too good for that. They should be out there. They should be owning it. That's just my opinion. I believe that humility is absolutely key going forward. I want to continue with some other things that Jason talked about in his article of Niners Nation. Not Niners Wire, sorry about that. Perhaps the biggest play of the game came on the critical fourth down in the fourth quarter where Kyler Murray was all out blitzed and threw up a prayer to a spot, which was caught by Marvin Harrison Jr. And that was Isaac Adams' first kind of like a uh-oh in the game. He played okay. On Murray's 50-yard touchdown in the opening drive, this is the one that really was tough to take. Hufanga was out of position and left Murray running with only green grass in front of him. Calling the play with 40 yards to go. He was saying he was going to get a TD. It was embarrassing. Poor tackling angles are a theme with the safeties, and Brown struggles with them as well. Both Hufanga and Brown play downhill and are aggressive, but that aggression puts them in a bad spot to finish tackles at times. 100% agree. That play was a tough one, and you could shake that one off. The defense ends up playing okay in the rest of the first half for the most part. And I don't. We're talking about defense. I still think the majority of the issues yesterday were offensive. But whatever the case, this is still fair. All right, this is still fair. And that play right there was like the most Kyler Murray thing ever. And I'm not saying that it's easy. I'm not saying I could do better. I definitely could not be out there doing a better job than Talanoa Hufanga. But I did feel like, you know, from a guy in the stands just watching, like you can feel it happening. You see it. It's like, that's what he's going to do. He's going to do that. Yep, he just did that. And everybody could feel it. I mean, Levi's was like dead silent. It wasn't even like a, oh no, how did that happen? It was no surprise. It was just quiet. Like everybody's like, oh. We all knew. We all saw that coming. That's how bad that was. Now, the good news is that Lenore has been stellar. Again, gotta talk. We cannot say enough how fantastic he's been this season. And yeah, you can say it's a contract year, and so whatever. No whatevers. He's been outstanding, and we need him to be outstanding. What's the answer? Fair question. I want you to let me know in the comments below. What is the answer? Is it the defensive philosophy for the back end under Nick Sorensen? Do players have to play better? The answer is somewhere in the middle, according to Jason Aponte. Ward, in particular, needs to find his form from a year ago and fast. Thursday is an absolute must-win in the division. It's time for star players to start doing star things. Agreed, and I think, again, it starts with star mentality. And you can't get to star mentality until you get built back up. And you can't build back up unless you get humble. That's my honest opinion. That's my honest belief. I think humility, guys like Travarius Ward admitting how bad he's playing, Kyle Shanahan saying it frankly, this is what the team needs right now. We should easily be 4-1. Easily. And that's bad. It demands some humility that we are right now 2-3. Best roster in football with cocky attitudes, acting like we're the best, and have been checked. Clearly have been checked. They don't put it together. We are fixing to be done real quick. I told you I'd get to what Brock Purdy had to say. Let's give a listen real quick. I've got Willard and Dibbs cut this one up. Well, 95.7 The Game cut this one up, and they played it today on the show. So I wanted to give you a quick listen on what Brock Purdy had to say, and a couple different clips put together, and just listen to the ownership that Brock Purdy takes. I love his leadership in this way.
Here's what Brock Purdy said about the red zone play.
Man, we just need to play better, and that starts with myself. Get down in the red zone. We got to execute and score touchdowns. There was multiple times where we could have pulled away significantly in the first half. Again, that starts with myself. And so there's that. And then second half, when defense is getting stops, we can't just turn the ball right back over. I mean, that's pretty plain as day. And so we just got to be better in that area and back up the defense. When the defense is doing their thing, we have to be able to go down the field and execute and put points up on the board, not give the other team life. So we need to play better.
More to say on that from Brock?
Everything's, pretty tight. It's close, and we just got to be aggressive. And obviously it starts with me. I'm the guy with the ball. So, being aggressive to certain guys and matchups and giving guys chances. And so I just got to be hard on myself with that. Obviously you want to be smart and protect the ball, but got a matchup and a good look. We got to rip it. And so, I just got to be better and more aggressive down there. And then just collectively as a unit, offensive unit, once we get down there, like all of us, our mindset, man, has to be, we got to punch this in. Obviously we know we can settle for a field goal, but we got to hold ourselves to a higher standard and cross the goal line.
All right, so
I love it. Absolutely taking complete ownership of that. It starts with me. That's what a good leader says. It starts with me. I'm not even gonna go there. But I know as soon as I said that, you asked that question to yourself. Where's Kyle Shanahan in that? It starts with me. I'm not even gonna go there. Not today. Maybe another day. But listen, Brock Purdy says it starts with me. Brock Purdy says we need aggression. I think that's the thing that was missing in the red zone. Get that ball out quicker, Brock. Get that ball out quicker because George Kittle was open and you made it a 50-50 ball or 60-40 ball or whatever by hesitating just a touch. So I agree. I think he's absolutely right in his assessment. Aggression is key in that situation. You also have Brandon Aiyuk out there not getting any targets in the red zone, in the end zone, and Brandon Aiyuk was having a great game in the first half. I don't understand why he's not getting targets. I think, again, aggressive. 49ers need to be aggressive in the red zone, especially when you know your kicker's down. I mean, what are you waiting for? And one of those drives where they have 3 passing plays, the one where Wishnowsky comes in and kicks a field goal, they have 3 passing plays that are all incompletes. Not running the ball. I don't know. Anyway, look, I don't want to go there because I just did that yesterday, and I'm trying to move forward. We're taking ownership. Charvarius Ward taking ownership. Brock Purdy taking ownership. George Kittle taking ownership. Trent Williams taking ownership. Kyle Shanahan kind of taking some ownership. Maybe ownership's not the right word for what Kyle Shanahan did, but moving on. Nick Bosa, kind of not taking ownership. We need more ownership, guys. We need more humility. We need guys going out there saying we're not playing well enough, we're not doing our job, and we need to turn this around, and it's on me. It's on me. It starts with me. If everybody in the team says it starts with me, then everybody goes out there and they've taken ownership, and we're going to see a much better brand of football on Thursday night, which is now 3 days away against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm like, oh, where's the thing on the screen? Seattle Seahawks. Against the Seattle Seahawks, going to be a big game, big division game. You can't lose this one. You can't be 0-4 in the NFC. You can't be 0-3 in the division. That's a problem, a serious problem. We can't have that. 49ers got to go out there, and they got to sweep. They got to destroy out there. They got to give Seattle Seahawks, it's going to be hard, their 3rd straight loss. That's not going to be easy, but the 49ers have it in them. Short week, go to Seattle and go take care of business like we did Thanksgiving last year. I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm up for it. I think the 49ers are going to turn this around. I don't know if they're going to pull it off by Thursday, but I sure hope they do. What a time to be alive.